our live for the evening. As is the usual protocol, I am just going to check that everything is working, that the sound is good, and that you can see what I'm up to. So bear with me a moment while we just double check that all of the things are where they should be. Oh, there I am. I can see me and I have got sound, so that's a good start. I hope you're all having a good Friday. It is half term here. Oh dear, my hair is. I am feeling very flustered this evening. I've had a very busy day. Everything is a bit lastminute.com as always. I haven't got anything prepared for this evening, but is that anything new? Probably not. So I am just going to wing it, I guess. So yes, so we're just going to have a little bit of a play, I think, with a few bits and see what we can come up with. We're a little bit later than usual, and I know because kids are on holiday, things might be a little bit up in the air for everyone. So if you're watching on the replay, hello to you. Thank you for watching and for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I'll just shut this door. If you're new to the channel, then please like and subscribe and follow along and all of that good stuff, because that obviously helps us with the YouTube powers that be to get our videos shown elsewhere and around. Other than that, I think we'll chat about a couple of things that are coming up this weekend as well, while I'm here. But let's have a think about what we want to do. And if you've got any suggestions, then obviously give me a shout. I do have a couple of bits from last week that are left over that we could potentially have a little play with as well. And let me have a look here, because we have got a couple of items that I have previously coloured and die cut but have not used yet. And I think the set that I probably haven't used is the XOXO Daisy set. So yeah, let's have a look at that one, shall we? I do also have the little sheep. What are the little sheep called? I should know that, shouldn't I? That's very naughty of me. It's not the You Are Moveless set. It is the other set with the little sheep. I can't get my hands on. Where are they? Ah! Every stamp set but the one I want. So that's the little ones. The You Are the Best. So that's these guys here. Hopefully you can see them okay. There's not too much of a glare. So they're little cuties. I've not used them before, so we could use those. We'll get that stamp set out just in case, because actually we haven't used those yet, have we? And they would make quite a cute card. And then the other bits that I had from last time were these. It was the background with the tiled wall, and then I'd just done a little bit of a border and outline with some inks. So that could possibly be something that we use. So we used the Loads of Love stamp set last time, and we came up with a couple of different ideas of how we could use them. But I'm thinking I'm going to do the little sheep. I've actually, I actually think I'm going to use the sheep. I mean, these little kittens are very, very cute. I'm just having a look to see if you can see them on screen, but how cute are they, holding the little daisies? And then there's one here that's asleep in some daisies as well. So they're very cute. So they are adorable. I do love them, that they're all little kitty cats holding on to some daisies. But I think that I'm going to go with the little sheep today. So So I do already have my images all stamped and die cut, so that's a little sheet. Oh, I'm covering up his cute little head. There we go. So some of them are leaping, some of them are sleeping, and then the little ram. Again, I can't work out which way I need to be moving my hand so that you can see, but the cute little ram there is very, very sweet. So I think a little scene with these guys is going to be cute. I've got my card base here, so I'm going to change over to the overhead so that you can see what I'm doing. So we'll just flick to the overhead view. Hopefully that's bright enough for you. I'm going to pop the bigger light on to see if that helps in any way. Probably not, but we'll try it. All the light that we can possibly get on the situation. So in terms of the layout and the background, like I say, I have got these adorable little sheep, and there's a little love heart tree here, and then there's also like I said, the little sleeping little sheep, and then we've got a little bit of a fence situation. Now with this particular set, we did also have a little oh, I quite like, an idea is forming here, an idea is definitely forming. Yeah, we did have a little fence die as well, but I think I like this particular die. I think this is really cute. It fits really nicely along the back of my card base here. And what you can do, if you cut this out of a larger piece of cardstock, we can colour in the grass at the bottom and have that on to a nice background. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have the little ram here. And I think we might do the sentiment. So we'll just have our little ram here at the bottom, like so. And then we can have the sentiment either up here, thinking of you, or have that at the bottom. So maybe have the "You are the best." So all of our kind of work is concentrated down at the bottom here, but then we're going to have a pretty little sky in the background. I think that looks really cute, and I think it's really simple and effective. So we've got some of our images already cut out here. So that's going to help us. There's also in there tiny little bit of flowers, so they can sit on there. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm going to stick with these. We'll use these. Oops, pop them to one side. I'm going to use the little ram. Even though he's a ram, we're going to use the sentiment "You are the best" because it's a pun and we love a pun. Let me know what you guys are up to this evening. What are you up to? Are you crafting along? Are you watching while putting the kids to bed, or what are you up to? It'd be good to know what you guys are up to this evening. So I need a bit of cardstock because I want to cut my my bottom layer with this fence so that I can include this area at the bottom in my colouring in. So let me have a look where my cardstock is. So I do have some that is already pre-cut to the size of an A6 card base, but I think this is an A2 card base. So yeah, so it's a little bit, it's not quite wide enough. However, I can always do it this way around because I don't need the full piece. So what is going to be really helpful here is having the A2 nested dies, the layering dies, because this means that I can cut it to exactly the right size. So if I take the largest of those dies, you'll see that that is the same size as my A2 card base. So I can cut this to the size that I want, and then I will stamp my my fence to the height that I need it. So I'm going to cut out the bottom bit first, so that I know that I've got that the right shape and it's a nice clean cut, because you could try and chop it down with your guillotine, something like that, but you're never going to get it as precise as you will using the die. So, and I like to just do things simple, if at all possible. So let's put that one through. Hello Sue, how are you? That was almost a rhyme. What are you up to this evening, Sue? Are you crafting along, or are you just watching for a bit of relaxation time? I must admit, I do enjoy usually during the daytime, when I'm maybe having a little bit of a break from work, when I'm doing maybe having my lunch, or having my breakfast in the morning, that's when I like to just relax and watch a video on YouTube, whether that's be crafting or something else. I do really enjoy having that time to just relax and let somebody else do all the work. So this piece of cardstock is annoying me because I don't know if you can see it on screen, but there's a little bit of a gap there because I've not folded it 100% correctly. So I'm going to see if I can correct that, because it's going to irritate me. There you go, that's much better. I don't know if anybody else is like that. When something like that happens, I just can't take my eyes off it, and it just irritates me no end. So I needed to correct that. So what shall I do first? Shall I do my stamping first and then do my background? Let's do that. I think I'll use my stamping platform for this, because it's a bit of a larger stamp. I don't really have well, I do have an acrylic block. I do have an acrylic block that is big enough. However, to control a block that size and get a really even impression is going to be much harder than if I just do it using my acrylic, my stamping platform here. So Sue's relaxing after a busy work week. I totally hear you on that. What have you been up to this week? What's been the challenges of your week, Sue? Right, so if I use this as my little guide of where I roughly want it to be, I think that would be, I'm going to say about there. Seems to be a nice proportion. So if we centre that to there, and then I close my my platform, open that back up again, and then I'm going to get some of my Memento Tuxedo Black so that I can use my alcohol markers to colour this in. So add a good amount of ink onto there, and then do a little bit of pressure to get that beautiful stamp. Beautiful stamp. Lovely. So happy with that. Don't need to do that again, because we got a good impression first time around, which is very handy. Give my my stamp a good clean with my chamois. If you keep your stamps clean, I know I've seen on other channels where people don't clean their stamps as regularly and preserving your stamps. If I'm honest, I think if you look after them, they'll look after you. And your Time for Tea stamps are made from the highest quality of photopolymers, so they should last you and will last you for forever. Keep them out of direct sunlight, but other than that, you know, they will last you forever. They don't yellow. They're perfect. The stamps that very first stamp sets that we had made, goodness me, 5 years ago now. Wow. So, and they are still perfect as they were the day that we had them produced. So, there you go. So, Sue says, preparing accounts paperwork for auditors for the 16th. Oh, good Lord. That sounds very stressful, Sue. I do not envy you that. Annalisa's here. She says, happy Friday, Joe. Super hot and humid here at 33 degrees. How is it in your area? So, we've actually got a little bit of sun, unusually, today, which is very nice to report because we had a little bit of sun last weekend, and then it seemed to last for like a day and a half, 2 days if we were lucky, and then it's all blown away, and so we were very disappointed, but it looks like it's back, so I'm very happy about that because I do prefer the sunshine. 33 degrees though is a long way off, and I know you go from -10 to 30 odd degrees overnight almost, don't you? So you have very extreme weather, I would say. So I'm just looking at my colour chart here. This is my my Copic colour chart, and I'm just reminding myself of the colours that I used when I did this this little bit of fence. And I think I will have used the E30, 31 and 33 for the actual fence. I kept it quite light, rather than a very dark colour of fence. So I like that. I'm going to try and recreate that. And then for the grass, now the grass is a little bit more tricksy because I think it might be a G12, G14 with a bit of a brighter green in there. I'm trying to work out which one it might be because it's not the yellowy green colour that I can see there. It might be more of a YG17 perhaps, but these are much more grassy colours, so we'll go for those grassy colours, the G12s and G14s, and see what transpires. G12, G07 is an acid green. G12, G14, where have you gone? Oh dear. Okay. I've lost that one now. Sorry while I just scramble about these colours that I'm aiming for here. Maybe the G05. It's a bit of an emeraldy green, that one. That doesn't seem quite right. We'll grab it anyway. There's some lovely shades of green. It's just deciding which ones are the ones that are going to go perfectly together. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much because you don't want to see me messing about with lots of different shades of green, do you? So we've got an emerald green, we've got an apple green, we've got a lettuce green, we've got, throwing them about, we've got an acid green, I think that is, yep, acid green, we've got a Veronese green, and a mignonette, YG11. So that's quite a pale green. So I'm going to be colouring all of this bottom area in my green shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch out some of these colours. That is the G14. That is definitely one of those colours. This is the YG07, which is the acid green. Oh, that's a nice green, isn't it? They're very much on the same boat. This one is too dark. G05. That could also be in the right spot. G07, too dark. YG09. Oh, that is quite dark also. Right, so G14, I think that's a definite winner. Oh, I didn't use the G12. Let's try that one. See, that's a bit of a funny. I think I like these three colours here. So that will have been these two and the YG11, which you wouldn't think necessarily would go together, but I think they do. You can disagree with me if you wish, but I'm going to give these a go. So I'm going to start with the lightest shade here, because I'm actually going to build up this this green colour, and I'm going to try using the chisel end. I never ever use the chisel end of my my markers, but because we're going to go all the way down the card here, then I think, why not? Let's try it. So I'm going to add my colour. I'm not going to go right to the edges because I want to leave a little bit of white space there, and I'm just laying down a bit of colour. Nothing too fancy there, just a bit of colour. So the YG14 is that one. Which one's this one? That must be the YG07. Yeah, I think that's the right way around. Yeah, so YG07. So I'm going to go around this top area here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of just random markings, I guess, around and flicking up and flicking to the side to fill in those blanks. So a few across there. So I'm just making it kind of almost a patchy kind of a look. So this is much more yellowy green than I did in the original. And then a few flicks upwards. Yeah, that's looking okay. And then if we go back over with the YG11, so again I'm going to go back over, I think, with the chisel to blend that out a little bit. So that'll just soften some of those areas so that they blend out a little bit more. So this technique is obviously, it's a little bit scribbly, is how I would describe it. So when you go over with this lighter layer, you're blending away some of those scribbles that you've just laid down, but you can still see some of the brush strokes are still there. So I'm just going to take this to the edge a little bit more. So yeah, some of those brush strokes are still there, but we've now got a bit of a softer look to that background. So again, I'm just going to go over those bits. There we go. So you can see now we've got a bit more of a sketchy green, and as that dries back, that will really blend together. And then I think it was the the G14, and then I'm just going to recreate some of these tiny little grass blades, or blades of grass blades. I'm going to do them smaller than I did there, so we'll just do a few little tiny brush strokes. Some of them clumped together, some of them separate. Just do them really random, and we'll fill as much of the bottom of this as we can. Very quiet while I'm concentrating. So now's a good time for you guys to tell me what you're up to and what you're doing, while I'm concentrating on doing the littlest, tiniest blades of grass. But you can see, because again they're going to blend back as well. So if we look at that a little bit closer, you can see now the little detail is going to look really cute, and like I say, it will blend back because of that background that we've saturated with the alcohol. So just a few more little blades of grass, and I'll probably make them a bit more sparse towards the bottom as we're getting closer to view. I think that looks pretty cute. I like that. So now let's focus on our fence, and for the fence I said it was E31, sorry, E30 and E31. So where are they? In my little stash here. E30, there we go. E30. I have a feeling that maybe E31 might be the one that's run out, which would be so annoying. Yes, it is. That's the one that's run out. Let me grab it and see if we can get it. I think I do this every week. I still haven't bought myself a new one. I haven't bought myself a replacement, and I really need to get one. Let's have a look in here. E31. There might not be anything left in there, but we'll try. Like I say, I've kept these ones pretty light. So it is the E33 is probably the darkest shade, and if I use this as my template, Annalisa is making a veggie pasta sauce with onions, zucchini and fresh tomatoes. That sounds very nice. I had something very, very quick for my dinner, because I didn't have a lot of time, but I think I will be making a pasta to take with me on Sunday. So on Sunday, so that's just reminded me, Annalisa, thank you very much, to let you all know that I am on Hobby Maker TV on Sunday. So I will be back on TV. I will be demonstrating the You're Engaged and Just Married sets, along with some great offers on our brushes and caddies. So if you're interested in just tuning in and watching me do some crafting, it would be lovely if you would join me. If you're looking for a bit of a bargain on some of the items that I mentioned there, then it might be worth tuning in, because we've got some good prices on everything. So just adding the darkest shade of the brown, the E33, to wherever I am anticipating there will be a shadow. So I'm keeping to the left hand side of everything, because I think that's, in my head, that's where my shadow is going to be. So again, like I say time and time again, don't overthink it. Just, have an idea in your head of where you think a shadow might be. Stick to that. So to make this look as kind of 3D and realistic as possible, don't change your shadow from this side and then on the next one to that side. That's what makes it look odd. But if you keep everything on this side onto the left side, it will look how it's, how it's supposed to look, in terms of where the shadow is cast. So yeah, just stick to one side and then you'll not go wrong. So, and it doesn't matter which side it is, it can be left side or the right side, as long as you pick which side and stick to that one side. So I am just quickly rubbing some of this E31 onto here, because this pen is definitely drying up. So I haven't got a lot of ink in there. I don't want to waste too much time on it before it totally runs out on me. So I am just pressing a little bit of the colour where I can. It's not going to let me direct it very well, because it is on its last effort. So yeah, I'm really having to press down on the tip there, which is then making it not for a very precise application. So that's something to bear in mind. If you're finding that you're really having to scrub hard to get the blend or the colour that you want, then it probably is time to replace the ink or the pen itself. You don't want to damage the nib by forcing colour out of it, because these nibs are a really lovely brush. If they fray because we've been a bit overzealous, then you'll not get the same effect out of them again. So just adding that lighter colour now, which is this is a lot juicier in terms of the colour. So that's being able to blend those other two colours for me really nicely. For the little screws there, I have just used a grey. I'm going to use, I think I'll try the C5, because it's a little bit deeper in grey compared to the one that the first sample that I did. So that's that. That's pretty much our fence and a little bit of grass completed, and you can see that now that this has started to dry back a little bit, how that's blending really nicely and is looking more grass-like. You'll see on the back there that the colour has gone through, because we added quite a few layers. So that's totally normal, something to be aware of. You might want to protect your surface underneath, just so that it doesn't come through and mark your table. Right, let's pop these back have different shades of green in nature, don't you? So that's cool. So in the coordinating die set, we have the die for our fence. So I'm going to grab that. Claire, hello Claire. Claire says lovely colouring as always. Why can't I speak today? I'm struggling to get my words out. I think I must be a little bit tired still. I was very much under the weather last week, and I think it's still lingering a little bit. So I can hear it in my voice. And yeah, it's been a tough one to shake. Excuse me. So as I mentioned, I am going to be at Hobbymaker this weekend, and I wondered what you guys felt about maybe be doing a little bit of a behind the scenes video of my preparation and run up to being on the show. If I can do some behind the scenes in the actual studio, I will as well. But I wanted to see what you guys thought to that. Is that something that you would like to watch, do you think? So I've added that onto there. The great thing about this this die is that it does cut out the holes. You can see my finger behind there, in between each of those fence posts, and then it only cuts to each side of the fence. So it doesn't cut this bit underneath, so that we can do what we're doing here. So I'm just cutting the bit across the top, and then all of this bit will stay in place. So let me pop this through the bigger machine, through the Gemini. Oh, hello there, little cat. Got a little cat visitor. Just pop that through there. So yeah, what do you guys think? Would you like to see a behind the scenes? Alice says, yes, I would love that. It is funny because I was going to ask if you could walk us through what your day would look like when you go. Well, that's what I was thinking, Annalisa. So yeah, if you guys would like that. I was also wondering whether you might like some more kind of behind the scenes, day in the life kind of videos, not just videos about the actual crafting. And me demonstrating like I'm doing now, but maybe you'd like to see a little bit more about the day-to-day stuff when we go to HQ, and how we pack orders, and what our process is, what some of our challenges are, that type of thing. Because I know that for some of you guys, you've followed us for an awfully long time. And I want to keep things interesting for you all to watch. And I know sometimes I really like the videos that tell me a bit more about how do you run the business, how do you manage time and all of that. So yeah, so I thought we might have a go at doing that if you guys would like to see it. So this is what you get when you use that die. Oh, I've got a little cat sat next to me. That's very cute. We're feeling very needy when it comes to the cats today, because Anne has been on a job at work today. Those of you that followed us for a while know that he works for the fire service. He's a firefighter in Rotherham, but has been out in Doncaster today, and he's been to a house fire, and the little cats that were living there, they were house cats, and they weren't able to get out of the house, and unfortunately they both they didn't make it. And being a huge cat lover as you all know he is, we both are, he's been a bit devastated, to be honest with you, since he's got home. So we've been giving the cats lots of big cuddles and being very grateful to have them in our lives, because yeah, we couldn't live without them. So yes, so you know, some of these kind of things, you know, things that other life challenges that go on as well. You know, they all impact your ability to be able to do stuff, don't they? So, yeah. So he's had a bit of a day, bless him. So Annalisa's saying yes to everything. Sue says yes, lovely to see behind the scenes. So I'm definitely going to do that, and it might change over how we do it and what I do. I'm going to get Ant involved because he's doing a lot more behind the scenes for us as well. So it might vary as we figure out what we can do and what you guys are enjoying watching. So, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. So I'm glad you are up for it. So this is how it will look then when we pop it onto the front of our card. So we can see through those little holes at the back. So when I now do my sky design, you're going to be able to see that through the fence. So it just makes it all come together that little bit better, doesn't it? So it was Annalisa. Annalisa says how devastating. It really was. I know how much things like that upset. Well, they would upset anyone. And Ant is obviously very, very much a big animal lover, cat lover, and they're very difficult jobs for him to go to. And he always thinks about how he would like somebody to help him through a situation like that when he's at those jobs, which is what I love about him. So he's very thoughtful and very caring in those situations. So I've got my my stencil here. This is the scene building stencil. I think we do have a few of these left in the shop, not very many, but I am going to be putting an order back in for these because these are so useful. They've been one of our most popular stencils, and they've got everything on here that you would want to build a little outdoor scene. So you've got your cloud shape at the top here. Hopefully you can see that. You've got two different styles of slope, so you can use these to create slopes for grass, for snow, for water, anything that you want really. You've got then at the bottom here, you've got your blades of grass, and that's a really fun one to use and layer up. And then you've also got the stencils in the middle, the shapes in the middle that will build trees or bushes. When you layer them up. So really useful little stencil. But we're just going to use this one today with the clouds. And I'm going to use some tumbled glass. And I'm going to use my blue blender brush. All of the bees. And I'm going to just lightly just add some colour. Now, on screen, that probably looks like I've not done a single thing. And I am going to add a little bit more, but really, it's added more colour than you think. And I'm going for quite a light, subtle look here. So when I take the stencil away, I'll bring that a little bit closer to the screen. You can see the impression that it's made. You don't have to press hard. You can if you want to. I'm going to flip this over and just move it to a different place. Get a bit more ink on my brush, and again I'm just going to be very light touch. Not my go-to. If you are heavy-handed like me, hold your brush a little bit further back. Let the brush do the work. Don't feel you have to push down. If you wanted a more bold effect with your sky, you want to create a bit more atmosphere, then absolutely do. I'm just going to very gently add layers so that I get a really soft look. So let's move that this way. Again, a bit more ink. And then some gradual layers of colour. This This is such a lovely technique with the clouds. It's so easy to do, and you're going to get a different look depending on where you place your stencil. So a bit more colour here. What do you think, Maisie? Do you like a nice stenciled cloudy sky? I think she does. I'm going to say she does, because she works for a crafter. She doesn't work for a crafter. She lives with a crafter, don't you? You own a crafter. you own a crafter. I don't own you. You definitely own me. And I definitely work for you. That is definitely the right way around. There we go. I just love how that effect. So it looks even more subtle, I think, on camera than you know. It's such a beautiful, soft, fluffy set of clouds. So love that. Pop those back in their place. Put my brush back in its caddy. So we've now got our background, which is super easy. So this is going to start coming together now, really lovely. So we've got our little ram here. We're going to have the little tree that kind of sits behind him there. I want to pop that. I think I want to pop that just there. Or shall I pop it behind? Oh, maybe there. Yeah, so it sits behind the fence. And then the sentiment, "You are the best," is just here. Yeah, that's cute. I think I am going to move the tree so that it's in front a little bit. Get everybody lined up so that they know where they're meant to be. There we are. That's a bit better, isn't it? And then we've also got those little flowers that we can have just there. That's very sweet. And then you know, if you wanted to add any other little embellishments, I'm just going to have a little look through my little stash of other cards here, other stamp sets, because where's my one that's there must be one of these that I've got open. This is the Love is in the Air stamp set, and it's got a cute little cloud, and it's also got these cute little birds, which I think would be kind of cute. So I'm going to have a look, see what, have I got any of these already stamped out? Let's have a look. This is so I've got the little, yes I have, I've got a little cloud there. I think I've coloured that in a little bit of pink, so I might cut out a fresh one. This is another stamp set that I need to use more, because look how adorable this is. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Look at that little cute little panda sitting in the basket. Oh, that's too cute. That's really cute. I want to do something with that. So we've got a little bird who can sit perhaps on there, and we've also got a little bird that's flying as well, and a little cloud. So a couple of little clouds and a little flying little bird. That might look really cute. So to do that, I'm going to leave the little birds because the little birds are adorable. Pop these away. I need to play with all of these. You know, I've got these all coloured and ready to play with them, and I've just not played with them yet. But my stamp set, what have I done with that? There it is. So this is the stamp set, and have plenty of little scraps of white card here that we can just quickly stamp a couple of clouds, because that's all we need is a couple of these clouds just to add a little bit of something to the background there. So I'll just, I've smudged that a little bit. I'll try that again. See, this is why I use the stamping platform to stop me from smudging. So a couple of little clouds there, and I think then we're almost good to go, really. Get this all fixed in place. So pop that one back with the rest. On these guys, I will probably just use maybe B00 just to add a little bit of blue fluffiness inside the clouds there. And if I've got a 0, yes I have. That will probably dry back quite a bit, but if you want it to kind of blur away, then going over that with your blender pen will just push that colour back out a little bit. We need the coordinating die, which is this cute little fluffy cloud. Oops, don't lose your dies. As you can see, I've got all mine on magnetic sheets because I will lose them if I don't do that. So let's just snip that down a little bit so that it makes it a wee bit easier to pop through the die cutting machine. Line that up. Move all the other bits and bobs out of the way. So here we have our little mini die cutting machine, and I'm going to grab the plates and pop this through. Oh yeah, that's really cute. What a cute little summery, springy kind of a scene. And really easy to do because all we've done is some stamping and colouring in really here, haven't we? So in terms of the materials that you've needed, it's quite minimal, which is always good. Means that it can be quite a quick card to put together. Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong stamp set. We don't want to be mixing those up, do we? Because then I will never be able to find this die again because I put it in the wrong set. So that's back into there. Let's start making some arrangements. So, oh, I think it looks too cute. Right, okay. We know what we're doing. My first step is going to be adhering this, and I want to adhere this with some dimension. So let's pop this up with some foam tape. Well, this little girl has gone to sleep next to me, which is very cute. When I got home tonight, they both came to the window, and they were, and Arnie cries. So when Ant came home, he did the same thing. The car pulled up on the driveway and he jumped straight into the window and then started crying for him to come in. And it just breaks your heart because you just think, oh, they must miss us. I think they must miss us. Even though they really, a lot of, those of you that have got cats will probably know, they spend quite a lot of time just sleeping. She's just sat next to me sleeping here, listening to me chat away to you guys. But she's content because, I guess because I'm here with her, so it's very cute. So I'm just adding some little bits to each of the posts for the fence because I want to make sure that they do stay popped up and they don't collapse. So it's a little bit more work to do it, pop it up this way. You could, if you wanted to, cut the same shape from some fun foam. That might make it a little bit maybe easier to pop up. But I do like my foam tape, so I think this just give a little bit more dimension than the fun foam. I think I can remember as well saying that one of the things that really got me into crafting in the early days was I used to watch the craft channel Create and Craft, and I used to love watching people taking the backing tape off their projects and putting it all together. I just loved the process of watching people, I don't know, cut paper, stick paper, all of the things. I just found it really, really almost soothing watching people do it. It's very strange, but yeah, I do love that. So for the next bits that we're going to pop on here, obviously we've got our little tree. Our little tree really only needs something to back the branches, really, because the rest of it's going to sit in front. So I'm going to pop that just there. Hang on to this bit because we will need that. And then I'm just going to use some liquid glue on the bottom here. I can get the lid off my glue. And then this should just add enough support. Let's just make sure that this is going to go in the right place. I don't mind if it's hanging off the edge a little bit because I think that's quite nice that it hangs off the edge. And then our little ram is going to sit there. The sentiment is going to sit next to him just there. So again, a little bit of tape on all this, loving the dimension, need the dimension in my life. So, Annalisa, do you have any plans for the weekend? Claire, do you have any plans for the weekend? Are we doing any crafting? Will you be watching me on Hobby Maker? That is the key question of the day. If we get any sunshine, I will be absolutely delighted. So this is just typical of us, the UK, either or, really. So in our excitement over the sunny weather that we were having last week, we were like, right, let's get this garden sorted. Let's get everything looking, really nice so that we can sit out and enjoy the warm weather. Well, our back garden is really lovely. It gets sun from midday onwards, all afternoon in the back garden. So it's a really nice, it's a real nice sun trap, you know, for the afternoon time. But the downside of it is that there is no shade whatsoever. So that can be a little bit tricky if you do want to maybe, you know, just get a little bit of respite from the sun. I've been desperate to get some sort of like a patio set with an umbrella, so that we can sit and eat outside but be shaded from the sun. So we finally decided, right, we're going to get one, and we found one that we really liked. I'm trying to decide if I want to pop him right on top or in the middle or a little bit off centre. What do we think? Yeah, I think he looked cute in the middle, didn't he? Let's pop him there. Yeah, so we've ordered this set, and it's a lovely set. Nothing wrong with the set at all, except that it's come in 3 parts, or it's coming in 3 parts. We've only had 2 of those parts so far, and guess which bit hasn't arrived yet? Yes, it's the umbrella. So we still have no shade in the back garden, despite our best efforts. So yeah, we don't know when yet that the umbrella part is going to arrive. So that's fun. I'm going to pop this on with a little bit of glue, I think, because these are a bit more in the distance. So I think a bit of glue for these would work. I did quite like them being a little bit behind this tree, but I think they need to be a bit higher up, don't they? I also think it's nice when things are kind of going off the page, but they need to be a little bit more in the middle for balance, I think, here. So yeah, I think maybe if we pop that a little bit further this way, that might work. And then this one I'm going to pop up onto a bit of foam tape. So I'll use that last little scrap that we had there. There. Annalise says she's definitely going to be spending time in her garden and would love to take a hike, but thinks it might be too hot. And you might watch us as well. Oh, you're a good one, Annalisa, aren't you? Annalisa says we're so lucky as we have 2 large trees that provide shade. We also have a table and chairs and a nice umbrella. You see? You've got it all, Annalisa. We still are waiting patiently for our umbrella to arrive. Maybe it will come in time for the winter. That's kind of our way of looking at it, is that, you know, once it arrives, there will be no more sunshine. So that's usually how it works, isn't it? Buy all your lovely sun kind of garden accessories and chairs and tables and lounges and things, and then you don't get any more sunshine. So on to a little bit of highlighting here. Let's find what have I done with that then? That's the number 5, that's number 10, but I can't find my number 8. So that's interesting. I wonder what I've done with that. It'll be somewhere. We'll use this one for now. So I didn't finish kind of doing the bit around the fence. So that's what I'm going to do. Is add some bits to the fence. Just a few little highlights here and there, just so that it all matches with the rest of the image that we've got there, and then probably a few little highlights on those clouds as well. So I think that's we'll do a few little white blades of grass as well. Not many, just the odd one to bring it all together. And then that's our completed card. You are the best. And you all are the best for watching and helping me finish my card today. Oh, I think that's turned out really, really cute. What do you think? So Annalisa says, what a pain that the umbrella hasn't arrived. I know, it's just, we only bought it. Well, we didn't only buy it for the umbrella because we did want the table and chairs, but the whole purpose of having the set was because we wanted the umbrella. So that's the card for today. I hope that has, like Sue says, I hope that has inspired you to do something similar. It doesn't always have to be, about complicated layouts and lots of layers and fancy die shapes and things. All we've really used here is a stencil and then the stamp and coordinating die set to make the shape of the card and the dimension within the card. So I think that's a really nice little concept. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it said in the title that we were going to do 3 ways, but like I say, I just really haven't had time to prepare that. So I will alter the title so that you guys know, if anybody's watching on replay, you won't have been confused, hopefully. But yeah, there we go. That's the card for this week. Please do tune in to channel 670, I believe it is. That's Hobby Maker TV on your Sky channels. You can also catch it on Freeview and also on YouTube as well if you search for Hobby Maker TV. And like I say, I'll be demonstrating a couple of cards using the You're Married and Just Engaged sets, showing you some inspiration of how you can use those sets in different ways. And yeah, hopefully inspire you a little bit more. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, whatever you're doing. And I will see you all next week as well for another live. Have a fabulous weekend, guys. You are the best. I'll see you all soon. Bye. Bye-bye.